The final of the playoffs is something special. It's been the best thing they've ever done.
You have to go to this experience. You'll never get anything like it.
The playoffs are brutal, but the playoffs are brilliant.
Wembley's for winning and Wembley's for members.
I don't believe it. I swear I do not believe it. Do not scratch your eyes. You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. It's a playoff miracle.
Yes, join us in celebrating the 40th edition of the EFL playoffs by revisiting unforgettable moments from the past 4 decades, told by the people who made them happen. Scan the QR code on your screen to view the Playoffs at 40 documentary on Sky Sports Football's YouTube channel, or you can watch it now on demand through your Sky remote. I wonder if we're going to be adding another one of those memorable playoffs to the list tonight. A big crowd, an expectant crowd are ready. Bolton Wanderers and Bradford City locking horns in the first leg of their League One semi-final. Kick-off is next. How are the nerves, Bolton and Bradford fans? Nearly time for kick-off in the first leg of this playoff semi-final. Billy and Luke with me. Billy, Bolton with home advantage tonight. Is it essential they take a lead into the second leg when you bear in mind Bradford's pretty formidable home record?
Yeah, I think Bolton will score tonight. They usually do at home. They'll want to try and take the game away from Bradford, but Bradford's a tough team to break down, so they're going to have to take the chances, which Bolton aren't really doing throughout the season, so hopefully for them that it can change.
Another big crowd waiting for this one at Bolton, as they always are when these two sides meet, Luke. Bolton have been trying to get out of this division for a while. Bradford, of course, only came up last season, so does that put the pressure on the home team?
No, I think definitely so, with the fact that they've been in so many playoffs and not been able to get over the line. I think for Bradford this evening it's going to be so important, the amount of experienced players they've got in their dressing room, talking like some Max Power, we mentioned Sarcevic, you've got Caden Jackson, his experienced player, promotions recently with Ipswich Town and Derby County, so these players have been through these pressure moments, and they're shooting probably higher than they thought they maybe were at the start of the season, but what an opportunity for them to really go and take this game and try and quieten down Bolton this evening, because it's going to be such an intriguing game for us.
Billy, this moment when those players are waiting in the tunnel, about to come out, they're going to hear the noise, they're going to feel the expectancy of the crowd. Take us into the head of those players, what's going on right now?
Chamber will tell you the same. This is the best part. You've been waiting all day at home, eating your food, preparing yourself, but then this is the best part, when you can hear the fans, and when you hear the roar when you go out, that's when the hairs on the neck stand up.
It gives me goosebumps now just sat here, because it's 11 months of your year, and it comes down to this. You fell a little bit short maybe of those automatics, but what an opportunity to get yourself over the line.
Nothing to separate them in the league meetings in the season. Can one of them seize the initiative tonight? Listen to that noise. What a welcome. Let's get to our commentary team, Stephen Kelly and David Stowell. Looking forward to this one, gents.
Jules, thank you very much indeed. Two teams finishing 2 points apart, face 2 ties together, which could define their campaigns. With the regular season firmly in the rearview mirror, it's full speed ahead towards playoff drama for Bolton Wanderers and Bradford City. 2 proud clubs, less than 50 miles apart, with tradition, support and expectation behind them. Both possess rich histories, both have endured difficult years, both believe that better days are on the horizon. So to the team news then. And the Bolton news begins with a real blow. Loney Johnny Kenny has scored 5 goals in his last 6 appearances, but is sidelined by a knee injury picked up on final day. So Ethan Irahan returns on his 25th birthday to bolster central midfield after 7 games out, with Ruben Rodriguez moving forward into the number 10 spot. Max Conway drops to the bench in the other change from defeat here to Luton on Saturday, with George Johnston his replacement. Playoff final and promotion experience runs right through the squad, with many celebrating success. Mario Koziadubri deservedly earned a spot in the Sky Bet League One team of the season, and the hosts are boosted by striker Sam Dolby's return to fitness as a substitute. Bradford City are unchanged from their final day win at Exeter City. The side includes top scorer, player of the year and former Bolton man Anthony Sarcevic, who's won 9 promotions in his career, including 1 to League One here with the hosts as captain. Young player of the year Jensen Metcalf has dovetailed beautifully with Max Power in midfield, and 3-time promotion winner Caden Jackson has scored in each of his last 2 games. Indeed, it's a side littered with playoff past and promotion success, including Crewe's League Two final match winner from 2012, Nick Powell, who's on the Bantams bench, along with the returning Tyreek Wright, who played under Bolton boss Stephen Schumacher with Plymouth Argyle. Well, quite apart from the various battles between these two sides this term, the gaffers know each other very well indeed. In fact, one used to manage the other, and they celebrated playoff success together. Stephen Schumacher played under Graham Alexander for a couple of years at Fleetwood Town, winning promotion to League One along the way. So that's the managers. In terms of players, let's focus in on two attackers, Stephen, who could have a big say on proceedings tonight.
Yeah, they've gone for Sissoko for Bolton. The last few games, got 2 goals in the last 2 matches for them, been very lively. And the last time these two met, he had an excellent performance. Didn't get a goal that day, but was a thorn in the side of Bradford. So I think he's one that will cause them a lot of problems at home with this home crowd behind them. He's going to be buoyed. And then we're in Power in the middle of the park. I just think, we talk about Sarcevic, Power and Metcalf give them that position to go forward and drive in by just orchestrating things, physical, combative. He's on, as you said before, 14 bookings, so we know he's got the greatest put in, but he gives them that level base to be able to go and attack. So really important player for them, captain, and yeah, got a huge performance in him today, I think.
Well, fascinating to see how this pans out. Both sides are in the playoffs, but out of form in some ways. Bradford have won just 1 of their last 5 games, Bolton just 1 of their last 6. But they are here while others are planning their holidays, and fair play to both for their season's work. They're all set and ready to go. In terms of average attendance figures, it's the battle of the 2 most supported clubs in the division. Tonight and Thursday's second leg should pack quite the punch. Off we go. We've seen some tight and tense first legs in this season's playoffs thus far. I wonder what these two will serve up for us. It's the 4th meeting between these teams this season. They last locked horns just a fortnight ago in a 1-1 League One draw at Bradford's Valley Parade. So they know each other very well indeed ahead of this week's comings and goings.
Yeah, it is. It's been spoiled share, hasn't it, throughout the whole season with these two. 2 points separating them at the end as well. So listen, they're going to try and feel each other out, but you feel Bolton at home have to try and take it to them. Their away form has not been great. So to go to Bradford and expect to get a win, they need to do something here today, I think.
Max Power with an emphatic header. That midfield area will be crucial tonight, you'd imagine. Burstow getting stuck in as well. The roar from the crowd here in these early moments is something that Bradford City will just want to put a lid on. Tackles flying in these early moments as well, as you'd expect, as both sides look to gain a bit of ground and lay down a marker. It's a header away from Chris Farino, with Caden Jackson trying to tuck in behind Bolton backline. There's offside 2-2 for Kozia Dubry, who can be so dangerous on his day. Rahon getting involved and staying well forward too. This is Johnston for Sissoko, trying to get Bradford City firmly on the back foot, and some good defensive work from Josh Lurfield.
It's excellent defending, it really is, but it's nice sweeping moving from Bolton, just left to right out this side, right-hand side, working their cross, finding Sissoko, trying to create a one-on-one, and it's good defending in the end, but you know they want to isolate those wingers to create those opportunities to go and take those fullbacks on.
Well, this is a matchup between 2 very talented managers and 2 teams with plenty of match winners. So much potential for playoff entertainment. Will go pretty much all the way through from one goalkeeper to the other. Sam Walker and Jack Bonham charged with the responsibilities wearing the gloves tonight. Kozia Dubry trying to go through a gap that was very quickly closed. Metcalf back to Baldwin, who seeks solace with Curtis Tilt. He did a very good Marking job on Jaden Wareham, Bradford City's last game, the final day victory at Exeter City, which proved costly for the Grecians, relegated to League Two.
Yeah, defensively, I think the back three have been really strong, haven't they? Physical, imposed themselves, loads of experience there as well, and you know that's what this Bolton team trying. Oh, risky pass.
Owen Toll just making sure that there's nothing untoward given away. Notes to be made already, just 3 minutes in.
No square passes.
That was very nearly an opportunity for Graham Alexander's side. He's spoken very calmly about the opportunity that this two-legged tie presents and the challenges for his side. Tutu and Richard Dubry trying to work it well. This is Sarcevic, met by the warm welcome from the home fans.
As expected. Listen, sometimes that's what you know, you're going to have an impact. If I know there's a bit more history than that, but he's a threat, he really is.
Josh Sheehan, and that's out of play. Anthony Sarcevic, 11 goals in 52 games in the July 2020 to October 2021. He captained Bolton to promotion to League One after a third-place finish in League Two, but didn't leave the club on the best of terms, hence the reaction from the locals. Actually scored on his Bolton debut against Bradford. There it goes off Ibu Toure. Tutu will take the throw. Player with a Wembley goal on his CV in his Rotherham United days. Crucial goal as well, the 96th-minute equaliser, which took the game to extra time against Sutton United, which Rotherham got stronger and stronger.
It's a good ball, isn't it? Just feed him behind, put them on the back foot. Bradford and has to come across, and that touch just gets away from right.
Side Tutu to throw. Richard Dubry tiptoeing his way back to his full-back, where they couldn't keep it in a tight spot. Interesting to see how the midfield changed tonight, with Rodriguez stepping forward, Erahon coming back in after 7 games out. How it all knits together for Bolton.
Yeah, it is. Obviously missing Johnny Kenny, I think, has been a big from that push into the final areas. So interesting to see how Rodriguez is playing that higher line now, trying to link in with the front men.
Jackson trying to find a way past Farino, who responded well. Here's Johnston in for Erahon. Murfield and Sarcevic. On by Metcalf. Searching ball, which will be Bonham's, at least temporarily.
Yeah, goalkeeper, a lot of time there, could have taken that instead of opting to punch it and put his team under a bit of pressure. It's a lofty one, isn't it? He's in loads of space, and sometimes that puts your team under pressure. You see him trying to scramble back into position when he realises he doesn't get a great contact on it.
Well, whether you're wearing the gloves or more used to using your boots, you want a good solid first few minutes under your belt. Just a little sign of nerves perhaps there.
It's expected. Big games like this, pressure.
Forward by Tilt. Sarcevic happy to let it roll. Bradford City not in a great rush here, happy just to settle into the game. take the sting out of the atmosphere. Max Power, lovely ball to release Toure, who fires it across. And there were no takers in Bradford City colours, much to Bolton's relief. Tidied up by Power after Aidan Baldwin was concerned by the bouncing ball.
It was a lovely little pass in, wasn't it, outside of the boot, and luckily for Bradford, Farino in a good position to clear the lines, but no one from Bradford coming in and trying to attack that.
Metcalf's header, and it drops to him once again. Now Rodriguez, happy to drop it in there for Sheehan. Offside 2-2. Well, it was Jackson who took it away. Sarcevic who takes it on. And a huge block by Chris Farino to save the day.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful defending from Farino. Reads the play, gets it across, throws himself in front of it. The pass from 2-2 just short and allows Sarcevic to be able to break and goes for the right chance, tries to pull it a far corner. Farino just reads it. It's a wonderful block.
All the people to give a chance to early doors.
It is, and he opens his body up, he kind of telegraphs it a little bit, so Farino has that chance just to dive in and get a block, but you know, Bradford pressed really well.
That is out of play before it was whipped across by Nerfil. It's a Bolton ball.
Yeah, I was saying Bradford have organised extremely well, they press well, they go in numbers. And Bolton like to try and build up a play from their back, and sometimes that's going to be a recipe for disaster for the wonderful block.
He missed a fair bit of football last season, Chris Farino, with a hamstring injury. It's been a big part of the plan this time round. Ball whipped out towards Sissoko, who couldn't get his feet sorted out.
Good play, it really is. A little ball around the corner. Dewberry is fantastic, and then that switch of play. Sissoko, it's come a long way. Just get that under control, and they've got that chance to go one-on-one.
3 goals in his last 7, Ibrahim Sissoko, including one in the game last time out here, the 3-2 defeat to Luton Town. Away by Bonham. Good old tussle for the ball between Burstow and Wright. Nutmeg on the bounce from side 2-2, and Kosher Dewberry's after this one. And tries to wriggle away from tilt with success. Just couldn't quite pick out the pass for Rodriguez. Nicely won back by Captain Toll.
Yeah, good defending. Tilt just misread, he tried to step across. Put a bit of body weight into him, and misses the challenge.
Rodriguez too hot for Sissoko. Certainly having more success down the right-hand side than the left in these early moments, Bolton Wanderers.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication, mispassing, not getting on the same wavelength at the moment, but you can tell what they're trying to do. They're trying to just isolate those wingers, create those 1v1s, allow them to open up and get at their players.
Fast, frantic, frenetic minutes at the start of this game. One key Bradford City chance, which was smothered swiftly by Farino. Throw an option. Josh Sheehan offers himself short just in case. There's Burstow on the spin. Sissoko maybe. Tried to place it, couldn't find a route through Baldwin. And from Sissoko, Toll still well forward, and Tilt knew that.
Good defending from Tilt. Chance from Sissoko early on, he just tries to feed into that corner, and then it comes back out from here, and he just lifts it into that far area. Tilt had to get something on this, 2 players behind him.
benefited from a fair few corners this season. Rodriguez goes for the low road, and Burstow tried to find a way through the crowd. In from Sheehan, all the way for Sissoko. Kozia Dubry. Farino still well forward. Johnston to hit it. And got right underneath it.
Bolton just keeping this alive. I think there's 2 blocks from Jackson, I think, in the box. Initially, corner as the first corner comes in. Well worked, block from Jackson, gets out again quickly. Really good from the centre forward. And then Bolton try and work again the angles, getting those crosses in, but just keeping Bradford under pressure. You feel that wind swirling around, you can see with that cross, and this is a decent effort from there.
Caden Jackson very much on defensive watch there to frustrate the other centre forward on the field in Mason Burstow. Offside 2-2 down here, holding his face. That's why the game has been stopped. Just gives everyone a chance to catch their breath a little bit.
Yeah, conversation. It's been hard. Both teams just trying to feed each other out, aren't they? Bolton want to get the ball forward as quick as they can, try and get to those wide players. Gets caught here. Elbow across him. That's a bit.
So Osei-Tutu seemingly okay to carry on. Sheehan trying to switch it for Sissoko. And all the way back to Bonham. Here's Toll. Sheehan. Kozia Dubry still down to 10 here, Bolton, as Osei-Tutu is now allowed to rejoin. Johnston harried by Lapsley.
Yeah, he's just looking for an option, and that ball comes back to him from Sheehan. You can see Sissoko's run away. Rodriguez has run away. They're not offering that past the feet because they're trying to spin him behind.
Sarcevic back for power. It's Curtis Tilt. To release Krishna Phil. He's had to do a fair bit of defending thus far. Bolton chased down by Sissoko. It's a Bradford ball. City are unbeaten in their last 3 away games. Their last defeat was at Burton Albion, which raises a few eyebrows because of the position of Burton in the table compared to that of Bradford City. But generally, over the course of the season, we were discussing it off air earlier on, the away record from these two sides not great in terms of number of victories.
Yeah, just wins, that's the thing. And you know, when it's this like two-legged game makes it who's going to get the result at home and then sets them up, and that's what both of these teams will be aiming for on the back of the course of the season they've had.
Kozia Dubry. Osei-Tutu making a run forward to help him. This is Sheehan. Bradford winning just 7 games on the road. Bolton Wanderers just 6. Home records, though, have been terrific. 15 wins for Bradford, 13 wins for Bolton.
That's how both these teams have just nullified each other throughout the season as well. Neither of them giving them a win away from home, so It does make for a fascinating encounter to see how Bolton go for this if they really try and turn the screw throughout the course of the game and get that home win.
It is out from Sissoko.
Just a lack of concentration from the wide man on a couple of occasions now. He's looking at where he's going after it instead of concentrating and get that touch under control.
Scored a couple of goals in the EFL Trophy win against Bradford City here in December. So 2-2. And Sheehan on the spin. He often plays the game, really, doesn't he, on the half turn. Sissoko. Bradford keeping his eyes on the ball.
Every time he's received this, Sissoko has been extremely tight to him.
Rodriguez managing to keep it in. Sissoko takes it on, but there's a shove there by Burstow, which is penalised.
Just takes his eye off the ball, doesn't he? Leans across, and you can see the ref is right in a good position to see that and with the foul out, but it was dropping kindly to Sissoko in the box as well if he hadn't committed the foul.
Well, Bolton so disappointed to not have the services of Celtic loanee Johnny Kenny. 5 goals in his last 6 games, indeed 5 goals from his 11 shots on target in his last 6 games. No player, as you see, has scored more goals than he has since the 3rd of April. Casey Palmer in great form. Billy Sharp, of course, always in great form, as indeed he is tonight on our sofa.
Yeah, big miss from tonight, Kenny. Just giving that drive in the box. Rodriguez getting some good positions here, you can see already.
Dubry rescued by Sissoko. Rodriguez is there. Didn't quite sit for him in time. Dubry. So 2-2. Bradford City with enough bodies back to see it away.
Sam Rodriguez picked up a really nice position there. Loads of bodies in the way from Bradford when he tries to get that shot away.
Sissoko doubled up on him that time. And Bolton Wanderers want a free kick which is not forthcoming.
Yeah, that was probably a foul, I'd say. Similarly to the one given against Burstow, was absolutely clattered into him.
Certainly felt like a rather incriminating angle.
Yeah, it's just strange when you see the one given previously and then that's not.
Bolton Wanderers with plenty of the ball in the last 10 minutes. They don't look like they're in the mood to give it up at the moment. Sasovic containing Dubry.
Yeah, Dubry, I think he started getting really well. Looks live when he gets on it.
So 2-2 against Toure. Rodriguez wants a foul.
Shane had picked up a really good position in behind Rodriguez and he just laid it off for it. He was in loads of space here to drive the team forward.
Toll and Farino, now Johnston. Pinged forward for Ossie Tutu, lovely ball by Farino. Couldn't quite open it up enough for Burstow.
Tutu receives it just to bend it around the defender, almost use him to whip around the but kind of catches with the heel slightly and can't get around that last man, but the angle we have was perfect just to whip around. Wonderful angle ball out to him though.
There is Farino again. Toll. Rise for Sissoko. Trying to find a little gap, looking for Burstow. Now he's touch. Wrong-footed Sam Walker, but also himself.
Good play though. Again, this time switches to Sissoko, touches on point, little pass inside, and this is fired across. And Burstow is trying to bring it down, isn't he? He's not going for the effort.
Just couldn't quite make it his ball.
So much power on the shot across from Araujo.
Well, a lively customer in his own right. 12 goals and 6 assists in League One this season. Sam Walker unable to find a colleague. Tutu. Rosie Dubry. Back it goes for Toll. Here's Rodriguez. Trying to open it up there for Rosie Tutu. And it's a rare misplaced pass by Anthony Sasovic.
Yeah, more time than he realised, I think, but Bolton are starting to move the ball really well. That time, pass gets intercepted, but they're just creating spaces, getting into nice pockets. Even look now where Dubry is, going in inside, trying to just drag those defenders around.
Here's Burstow with Curtis Tilt at his back. Reno calm for the collected Josh Sheehan. Advantage played here for Bolton Wanderers. Johnston. Sissoko. Back here for Araujo, who's picking up plenty of little bits of room. Sissoko. Nice give and go. And then was tried the nutmeg against Lapsley.
He did, yeah. It's nice to give and go. Good play down that left-hand side. Sissoko started to get into, and he ran for the cheeky little nutmegs to try and create that shooting chance, but Lapso read it well.
Tell you what, whatever happens over these two legs, both sides are being very well supported, and lots of play out wide, particularly for Bolton Wanderers so far.
Yeah, everything you can see, it's such a part of their game. They're just trying to isolate those wingers, create opportunities for them to go one-on-one, get the fullbacks joining in.
Every challenge is lively, every decision contested. This is the playoffs, this is the anxiety that can help you on your way or hinder you in performance. Dubry. Toure just took the leg from beneath him.
It's a lovely piece of skill from Dubry, just a little chop inside that left foot.
Martin Coyle is with the whistle tonight, by the way, with previous playoffs experience. He was in charge of the Virtue Trophy final last month as well, in which Luton Town prospered over Stockport County. County have the edge in the other League One semi-final, incidentally, after a chaotic late winner, it must be said, in their first leg at Stevenage earlier today. We'll see how that one unfolds in the second leg on Wednesday. In from Rodriguez, plenty of takers in the middle, but also plenty of Bradford City defenders in the way. Rodriguez again. Room for Araujo, and indeed for Sissoko. Plenty on that, so much so it was straight to Sam Walker.
Yeah, a little bit too much. Initially though, the cross in from Rodriguez from the set play is a wonderful ball. We're right behind him, you can see the bend. And Bolton are starting to pick passes, they're starting to find the right balls in the box. whips this in. It's Farino that almost gets onto him. Bradford defended really well. They're dropping back towards their own goal. Difficult to head that out with the pace that's on that cross.
We've talked about the play out wide, but it's also been underlined so far the importance of the aerial prowess on both sides of the fence.
Yeah, both teams first contacts when it's getting in between those centre-backs, crosses coming in, dealing with those areas. And Bradford, as much as Bolton have looked dangerous, they've dealt with those corners and the crosses and that wide play really well.
Approaching the half-hour mark. Nothing to choose between these two so far. Nerfel, nice little change of direction, but it's Farino who's there again.
It's disappointing. Nerfel does so well initially to create that chance. All he has to do is try and stand that ball up, but he tries to fire it through a load of bodies.
Touched by Power towards Metcalf, who is right there with Arajon. Farino to clear for Bolton Wanderers. Taken down by Baldwin. And they'll start again here with Curtis Tilt. That'll be a corner, will it? No, offside against Sarcevic.
Just drifted off. He shouldn't be offside from there. You can see the ball coming a long way from Tilt, and he's got to make sure he gets himself back in line. Actually, it looks like he may have been from that angle.
Remarkable record, 9 career promotions. Formerly a Fleetwood Town teammate of Stephen Schumacher, now manager of Bolton Wanderers, of course. He played with him under Graham Alexander. It's going to be a Bolton ball. They're not happy about it in the Bradford City camp. It's been very cool and calm this week, talking about this tie and the second leg as well, but frustration there. Now is Southampton defending to do, which Max Power does. Sheehan had it, Sissoko lost it. This is Jackson taking on Johnston. Rodriguez it was who bit back.
It's just that little challenge is good, but it's the follow through where he just stands in, and whether it's intentional or not, it's hard to decide. There's a little trot on the Achilles there, which is painful.
There was an apology of sorts.
Yeah.
I would suggest that challenge was noted.
Yeah, it's in the book, isn't it?
Bolton Wanderers in possession again. Owen Toll. Sheehan for Farino. Garcia Dewberry. Johnston taken down by Nerfel. Get your pen and paper ready. That's the first yellow card of the night.
Yeah, he's got to get booked, but it's wonderful. Free from Sissoko. Johnston just feeds him and just goes on the overlap. Sissoko, a little clever back heel down the line to him. It's brilliant. And Johnston is away, and Nerfel has to pull him back. Then he gets across him, and it's a definite foul and a booking.
done by Bolton Wanderers. And the first yellow of the night for Nerfville. Into the mix it goes. It's Lapsley who sees it away. And that's a foul. This time by Jackson.
We said that was one. We said it was noted. I think that was slight revenge there potentially.
We meet again is the caption for that one, perhaps.
The only thing is, he's done it in a poor position for his team. He's given Bolton a really good area to whip this in and cause all sorts of problems.
No yellow card for that one. That's the retribution. Perhaps this was the earlier coming together.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, he felt like that was naughty on him, and he wants to get him back.
Phil sweeps it away off the toes of Kocha Dubry.
It's actually really good defending. He reads the turn brilliantly. Dubry's holding his man off extremely well. But to get that turn in, Phil has to come across.
This is Sheehan. Rahon to Johnston, who's had some attacking joy in this opening 35 minutes. Sissoko certainly growing into the game and making things happen.
He has that kind of wiriness about him that defenders feel like they can get to the ball, and he just somehow nips it away from them, and then he's done well to get the corner there.
So the box is loaded. They're literally queuing up to score here. The referee wants to check the ball position. Having run that far, it's important to make a slight change. Corner from Rodriguez. Well seen off by Baldwin. They'll go back to Sheehan. Just tempted Metcalf a little there. Lapsley and Power looking to set Jackson away, and he's got the pace on Sheehan. And they've decided there's nothing wrong with that.
It was interesting once the ref's gone over, you feel like he's going to blow the whistle, and then he just put both hands up in the air. He says, play on. I think he felt Bolton were at it, but you know what? The press from Metcalf when they went to throw back allowed that to happen, because he just went full tilt to go after Bolton.
I must admit, from our angle, that looked a little Six Nations.
Yeah, it looked very much like it was a foul.
Here's Sissoko. Nerfville in the way. Really good battle between those two now. One which Sissoko will relish, with his marker being on a yellow card so early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Toll. We are hurtling towards half-time, by the way. Situtu. Sarcevic with him. Toure stepping in as well.
You feel the combination between fullback and winger for Bolton, and both right and left hand side are really starting to pick up a little bit.
Toll. Sheehan for Johnston. Burstow. Baldwin away from Sissoko. Johnston has it again. Situtu. Situtu be ready to go. Burstow likewise. Trying to hold off the advances of Max Power. Touch from Tilt. Bradford City get the ball back.
Bradford are doing really well. You can just see the organisation and the talking, the concentration, just when Bolton are moving the ball, they're shifting us outside, they're just moving, talking, orchestrating midfield, they're staying, keeping that distance, they're not getting sucked out of positions to leave those pockets of space. They're really well organised.
Stephen Schumacher, Bolton boss these days, but a former Bradford City player. 130 appearances for them in the early noughties. Farino trying to make headway. Situtu warned by a fair few thousand that Anthony Sarcevic was on the scene. Just to bring you an update from the game north of the border, Hearts have scored, but it's an own goal, so Motherwell lead against Hearts in the Scottish Premiership. That's live now on Sky Sports main event. Makes an intriguing situation in the table as well. It means that Hearts are 3 points clear of Celtic, who have a game in hand, which is tomorrow against Rangers. Our coverage starts 11 AM Sky Sports Football. All very intriguing north of the border.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant for there actually to be a race between an extra team being in it instead of it just being those two always at each other.
Situtu. Koshi Dubry. Sissoko. It's certainly been a lively first half for the hosts from their point of view.
Those stats very much match up with the stats before the game. It was a #1 in attempts in the league without actually converting as many as they should, and that's what it's like. Bolton get into these wide areas, they get into forward areas with such creativity, and that last final thing is missing. You just need that to click.
Of course, the effort from Anthony Sarcevic was blocked, therefore it doesn't count as a shot on target. Just in case you were looking at the 0 there for Bradford City and wondering what we were up to. Same with hitting the bar or the post, of course.
It's good movement there from Arahan. He's driving forward into that space. Sissoko's found him a couple of times. Johnson just making those runs, making it difficult for the midfield, the Bradford to track him.
It's a fascinating game to watch this from our pictures, but also from being here and watching the sort of chess match that's going on in the middle third of the field. So much movement off the ball just to spoil what might be developing for the opposition. There goes Arahan, who's one of those, along with Rodriguez, who's just sort of finding a way in between the Bradford City lines. Toll invited forward. Might fancy, you know.
He was in between minds whether to strike this to try and bend it, and in the end he didn't either. But there was it opened up, and Burstow was in so much space in front of him, just a little wall pass.
one of those, it looks so easy to score from there until you hit it, and then you realise that it's not.
I think if you're going from there, not speaking from loads of experience, but I think you go for power rather than whip, especially for a centre-back.
Well, funny enough, Owen Toll knows what it's like to lose a playoff final at Wembley, playing in Bolton's 2-0 defeat against Oxford a couple of years back. He didn't score in the semi-final second leg against Barnsley. That one was never worrying Sam Walker. Bradford City free kick greeted by ironic cheers from the travelling fans. We're ready to pack out Valley Parade for the second leg in a few days' time.
Yeah, I think from Bradford's point of view, that's what they're going to want to do. They're going to come away from this game still intact, give themselves the best chance when they get back to their place. And at the moment, defensively, they've been really resolute.
Nice idea from Max Power there, just a little bit too much from him.
Yeah, Sasovic goes early as well.
EFL wants the ball, he's not going to get it though. Got to be careful with his reaction here on a yellow card, just to note.
Yeah, it's really good defending from Farino as well. Neufeld, good run on the outside and really frustrated, but Farino just showed great strength there just to hold him off.
Well, they'll have a chance to have a chat with their sides in a moment or two. We're just going to play the one added minute as a minimum here. Sasovic, nice touch for Jackson, well marshalled by Sheehan, and that was lively from Lapsley.
Yeah. Full-blooded challenge that was from Lapsley. Johnson does well to get up and walk away, with both of them going for the ball.
Well, the first half that has been intriguing and industrious, but ultimately one that will prove to just be a footnote in the equation in this playoff semi-final. Not too many events of real note in the final third. Anthony Sasovic against his former club, having an effort blocked that was flying towards the Bolton goal. Lively players on both sides of the fence. Bolton Wanderers with more of the ball, but at the break, it is still Bolton Wanderers 0, Bradford City 0.
The onus on Bolton, being the home team tonight. Billy, what do they need to do in the second half to cause Bradford City more problems?
Yeah, I just feel they're a little bit static. As you can see on these clips, Bairstow's wanting everything to feet. They're playing it around at the back, looking for people to make runs in behind. Of course, Dewberry's moving a little bit, but as you can see, Bairstow is in front of the Bradford defenders, not really affecting them, not really forcing the issue, and they need to start making runs, not just Bairstow, the two wingers and maybe a midfielder, to make Bradford think about they're going in behind, so then it does open up some room to get it to feet, because at the minute, it's too easy for Bradford.
Playing into the defender's hands, isn't it?
It would be an absolute dream for me in a playoff semi-final that the striker just sits in front of me, and this is perfect. This is exactly what you want. If I'm centre-half here, you've got Bolton centre-half and Toll shooting from 35, 40 yards, because there isn't that threat in behind, and when it's all in front of you, it's a lot easier to defend.
Bradford City's home form is formidable. Bolton need to make home advantage count tonight. Let's see if they can do so in the second half. And rejoin your commentary team, Stephen Kelly and David Stout.
Thank you, Jules. So we are locked level here, and indeed both league meetings this season ended in draws. 0-0 here, 1-1 at Bradford 2 weeks ago, where Johnny Kenny put Bolton ahead with a terrific finish. Caden Jackson powered in an equaliser 8 minutes later, and that draw secured Bolton's playoff place. Two sides who have met in all 4 tiers of English League football go again here to try and find an advantage. Goals continue to be at a premium in the EFL playoffs this season. 3.5 games in, and only Stockport County have scored so far. So let's see if we get something for either of these two sides to take to the second leg in this second half.
Yeah, it's that first leg. No one really wants to have themselves out of the tie before it's begun, so they're quite edgy, they're quite reserved, and that's type of football you get. But Bolton, I feel, at home need to turn that possession into actual chances.
Here's Farina, who just navigated his way past Jackson and then Lapsley. I wonder if we'll get the same bite in the challenges that we were seeing just before the half-time whistle as the second half develops. Here's Johnston. Certainly was helping the forward thrust for the hosts in the first half.
Yeah, you Bolton, everything down the wings has been good, interchanging, good link-up play, but it's that, like the boys pointed out in the studio, it's down the middle, it's everything's to feet, it's in front of them, there's nothing being pushed in behind to create more space.
The evening's starting to draw in here and the wind still whistling around this fine stadium. Monsieur Dubry with Ibu Toure taking a chance with the early challenge. Away by Wright, back in towards Burstow, and Wright was alive to the threat. Positive start to the second half from Bolton Wanderers. Burstow here, trying to tiptoe away from Tilt. Lapsley gambling on the ball. Owen Toll on the ground. Bradford City trying to come away with it here with Lapsley. Nicely done for Jackson. And it was Johnston who managed to get across to stop it from finding its target.
Yeah, it's an important challenge from Jackson. You could see Sarcevic on that far post making a darting run. You could see he's just breaking his neck to get in behind. And Jackson spotted him. He's trying to find that far post, and a good interception by Jackson.
Johnston very happy to frustrate Caden Jackson. Certainly that little bit of spice in the contest. Jackson, of course, involved in those couple of altercations with Rodriguez in the first half.
The ref may have an injury here.
Yes, it's not looking good for Martin Coy. He was just having a conversation with Curtis Tilt. I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to carry on here. It looks like we're going to have to see a change. Fourth official David Rock potentially is getting kitted out, ready for the second half. Grant Taylor's the reserve assistant who would take on fourth official duties. Well, these nights are big nights for players. They're big nights for officials as well, who want to embrace the playoff responsibility.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If you're, it's like, again, it's exactly like a player. You're building all season, and the biggest moment you're going to get is to referee one of these games and be involved in it, and then potentially something in Wembley. And he's, yeah, you can see he's disappointed to be going off, as you would be, but hopefully it doesn't impede the game too much.
Well, there'll now just be a little break in play while communications are adjusted. Not a usual occurrence, this, of course, so David Rock, who has been standing in the line of fire of the coaches, of course, as is the way with the job of a fourth official, but hasn't been sprinting around, warming up.
I wonder if he's got. He's been getting a lot from both of them. I wonder if he's going to hold that against him when he goes on the pitch. Because that's it, as a fourth official, you are the one that's the first point of call for any sort of a grievance that manager feels is always to him. So he'll probably be delighted to get on the pitch and get away from them.
Well, exactly. This is probably the best thing that could happen for a fourth official in some cases, is to escape into the relative calm of the middle. We'll see how that pans out.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely short straw if you're the fourth official in the game, especially a game that's got this much at stake.
Of course, we are treating this with an element of humour because it's such a rare occurrence, but obviously it's a real shame for Martin Coy, and hopefully he's okay to potentially work further in the season, albeit of course we're right at the end of it now.
Yeah, you see he's walked off, he seems disappointed, he's not limped off anything, so you presume it's you think it's some sort of muscular injury or something. That tends to be what it is.
So David Rock going through the final motions of getting dressed, redressed. And then he very quickly has to get into almost PE teacher mode, isn't it, with being in the middle and stopping the squabbles, as well as keeping everything neat and tidy from the game's point of view.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it, to see how the game, if the game changes at all, because referees have different styles, they're only human, they make different decisions. The game was flowing, there was a bit of argy-bargy, it was physical, wasn't it, in the game, and he was letting it go to some extent, and pulling up. There's been a yellow card, not being many, but you know, different styles and different ideas. He could come onto this and it could completely change the course of the game.
Ironically, this is very much delaying the restart, isn't it? As the term goes these days. Not ideal though for the players, of course, who've been in the dressing room, then they've come out and warmed up, and now they're having to share a bit of humour perhaps, but also try and keep the muscles warm. So a warm welcome for David Rock, who refereed in the National League playoffs last season. Now he's stepping into the League One semi-final cauldron. So a fair few minutes delay. Off we go again. Bradford City try and catch Bolton Wanderers cold. Jackson in from Nerfville. Away via Johnston. Joe Wright's trying to make his presence felt. And Lapsley as well. It's Sarcevic. Well, that has to go down as a presentable opportunity for someone of his ability.
Yeah, it is. As soon as it drops to him, you feel this is going to hit the target. You feel he's going to make something count, but brings it down well. It's slightly bouncing, it just leans back, knocks it over the bar. I think the control just gets away from him, but you still expect him to hit the target from there with the form he's been in.
11 goals for the season. He's not moving at 100% right now. Didn't seem to be any sort of contact there. I just wonder whether it's a small tweak perhaps to something. We'll keep an eye on him for a little while. Bolton surviving a scare. Just a little grimace as he moves around. Baldwin's touch for Metcalf. Trying to set Jackson away. Supported by Lapsley and Nerfville here. Interesting to note as well, we talk about the two sides drawing both league games, but Bolton won here against Bradford 3-0 in the EFL Trophy in December. The referee that night was David Rock, so he knows the drill here.
Yeah, it's listen, I think he's coming to a game that get up to the pace of it quite quickly and get to understand. You can see straight away he was trying to, there was a bit of argy-bargy going on in the box between the defenders for the set play, and he was trying to get involved and tell them to stop that. So
incidentally, that night he booked Ibu Toure and Josh Nerfville. If he books Nerfville again, it won't just be a yellow, it'll be a red, because he's the only one, of course, on that tightrope from the first half. Be a quiz question to get our stats department in a twirl. When was the last player to be sent off for 2 yellow cards by 2 different referees?
Yeah, that would be a very interesting one. I think watching Bolton there and the ball came up to Burstone, it just bounced off him. And
Johnston with the challenge, and it's Bolton's ball.
It's a good tackle again, but I feel it has to stick to Burstone a little bit more to allow those players to run beyond them at times. Good challenge here from Johnston. He's loving, he's relishing in his battle on the left-hand side.
It's fair to say he's loving the physical battle and the mental one as well at the moment, with some of the Bradford City contingent. Nerfville's ball in, Sasovic couldn't quite get the right angle to gamble on it. Max Power tumbles, as does Metcalf.
Rodriguez just a bit too keen to get out there.
Let's have a look at these challenges. There was one there on Power from Sheehan.
Yeah, he gets the ball initially, but he does then raise his stud slightly as he goes in after this, and Rodriguez then just too keen.
Max Power no stranger to discussions with referees after his 14 yellow cards this season.
He wasn't happy with the challenge on him.
Metcalf and Toure in the discussion with Power, with tilt. They are hatching a plan together as we approach the hour mark. Eyes for goal or eyes for a colleague? Let's have a look. Ibu Toure, and it wasn't really worth the wait. Always interesting to note who twists first in a situation such as this, and it looks like both benches are planning a change.
Yeah, he's interested with that free kick. You didn't know whether all that chatting and movement and disagreement was all part of some of the rules to lull Bolton into the false sense of security, but in the end it was just miscommunication and a poor free kick.
Here's Farino. Sissoko. Whizzing that one into the middle, it just ran away from Rodriguez. Well, Bolton could be in business, and they are! Bolton breakthrough! Joy unconfined in the stands! And a classic piece of magic from a Mario Kozia-Dubry. What a hit it was from someone who steps forward so often for them.
It is, it's brilliant. Sissoko does really well left hand side, and this goes all the way across, but when Dubry gets on this, you know what he wants to do. And can he execute it? Yes, he can. What a wonderful finish into that far corner. Sets him himself up wonderfully and absolutely rifles this in. Wonderful whip. Keeper has no chance, and he's been lively all game. The two wingers for Bolton have been arguably their best players, and both of them come up trumps today, and Dubry with a sensational finish.
He brings up double figures in goals for the season. The player who turns 21 at the end of the month has just landed a huge blow in this playoff tie. Stephen Schumacher calling for calm amid the chaos.
We were wondering where that moment of quality was going to come from this Bolton side, who have had all the play, but when they got to that final third, it just lacked something. And wow, what a finish that was!
And what a noise, by the way, swirling around this stadium. Murphill's touch is loose. Interestingly, Bolton Wanderers had John McAtee ready to come on, but for now the jacket is back on.
It's going to be fascinating to see how Bradford respond. They've been happy just to defend and sit in and, you know, be solid. But do they have to go after them now? Did they go chasing the game and leave themselves slightly exposed?
Oh, that's a gift. Kozia Dubry in for two. Oh, everything but in. And you just wonder, could that have potentially finished the tie, or does it spring it wide open again?
Oh, it's such poor from tilt to set him up, and as Dubry takes it, he takes that last touch and just drags it away from himself, and I think he's cut the angle off. But he's just so well to fire his back across goal on his right foot, and you feel it's just going to hit the post and go in, and it skids past. Out for a goal kick. What a chance that was.
Well, sometimes playoff ties can turn on moments like that. Bolton Wanderers looking to step away from their opponents numerically there.
It's amazing, the two different perspectives. Tilt the defender, the devastation he would have felt in giving that away, and then you could see Dubry just lit up going through on goal. The confidence after this first finish, just a few moments beforehand, he knew he was going to take it on, and he's so unlucky. It's a wonderful effort with his right foot.
Just over 2.5 minutes between his goal and his near goal. Mario Kozia Dubry just had the tie in the palm of his hand there. It's Bolton's moment right now. On from Sheehan. Max Power tidying up. Bradford City just need to stabilise here.
You can see the crowd every time they get the ball forward, every time they move through the gears. It's so loud, they're so busy. We talked about how this is going to be such an important thing to get that home win if you can, and the momentum was with Bolton right now.
The movement is now coming from the Bradford City bench. See a change for them in a moment. Meantime, here's Kozia Dubry again. That's just sprung the wrong side of the line.
There's been no sense that Bolton are in any way taking their foot off the pedal or a step back. They seem to be going more for this game.
Looks like Tyreek Wright is getting his final instructions. To get a grip of that midfield battle against Osei Tutu. Metcalf again. Met this time by Sheehan. Toure, corner. Well, a Bradford City response required. We'll get that in terms of personnel and quite possibly in terms of progress from this corner, which will be taken by Max Power. A cacophony of sound here. Bradford City looking to silence the majority. In from Power, out via Burstow. Metcalf keeps it moving. On from Toure. Down goes Sissoko, on goes Power. Sissoko wanted his ball back, and has it now, and has runners who weren't quite on the same page.
No, did really well initially. Dubry is streaming forward, but I think the space was there for him to just to keep going. Wait for the defender to engage a little bit more and then release it.
In sharply on Farino, and we'll now have the change, which will see the end of George Lapsley's game. So welcome back to the Bradford City fold for Tyrick Wright. He's been out since March the 21st. Actually played under Bolton boss Stephen Schumacher at Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, good player, Wright. Scored really well. We've seen a lot of them with Ireland underage teams in the 21s, and can have an impact here.
Yes, talking of the Republic of Ireland under-21 side, he actually lost a playoff game on penalties, didn't he? Back in September 2022.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Don't want to open old wounds.
I was only commentating on it. There we go. He's got pace and he's very direct.
Here he is back in the routine after a fair while out. Bradford City encouraged by his return. Bobby Poynton still out, as he has been with an ankle injury since early April. And he's a big player for them as well, the Bradford-born 22-year-old. Jackson. Back to Bonham. Up and away towards Burstow. And Wright just got his knee to that at the vital moment.
He did. Rodriguez had made a great run, and to be fair, it was a well-hit pass from Dubry also.
By Johnston. Wright. Down for Rahon, but Sasovic was in sharply. Now it's Toure who's set away. Tower. Toure again. Sasovic and Jackson waiting patiently in the middle. A fair few Bolton shirts around them. Wriggling away from Rodriguez. Is Wright. Tyrick Wright, that
is. Good defending too. It's the first time we've really seen Bradford have sustained possession, isn't it? Keeping the ball, and can they move Bolton around and create something?
Simons is stripped and ready for Bolton Wanderers here. And the player being withdrawn is, it's a sensible change, Ethan Arahon, who's been out for 7 games. So far, his 25th birthday's gone pretty well with his side in the driving seat in the semi-final.
Yeah, I think he's been very good. Sheen in the middle of the park have laid the groundwork quite well. He's driven forward and made some great runs into space and try and get in and join in with that front three.
Just a nod to Irahan's former club, Lincoln City, of course, who have managed to sort out promotion without going through the roller coaster ride of these playoffs. They'll be enjoying their summer, knowing that the championship is round the corner.
Yeah, very much so. So I'm sure all teams would like to get it done that way, but there's something pretty special by going up through the playoffs if you can.
If you can pre-order that win, of course.
Oh yeah, exactly. And there's going to be ups and downs, and it's not nice on the faint-hearted for those fans.
Well, plenty more drama to come, of course. Second leg of Millwall-Hull, Monday 7:30, Sky Sports Football. Southampton-Middlesbrough the following day. The second leg from St Mary's, 7:30 again, Sky Sports Football. We go to Stockport on Wednesday for the second leg of the Stevenage tie. And then, of course, at Bradford is the Bolton game. The second leg, Thursday, 7:30. And Grimsby-Salford is tomorrow, the first leg. We go into League Two, of course, with Chesterfield-Notts County in the evening as well from 5:30. Just when you thought the EFL was calming down, it all cranks up.
Yeah, it gets even crazier. It's just such a wonderful time of the season, but it can be heartbreaking as well.
Simon's in to win the ball back. This is Johnston now. In the final 20 minutes of part 1 of this drama between these two. Osei-Tutu. Mario Kozia-Dubry. Options in the middle. He's searching for them. Comes to Sissoko. Burstow couldn't get his angles right. Sarcevic up and away.
It's brilliant from Dubry on the right-hand side again. What a dangerous cross in that was.
Up and under to test the touch of Rodriguez. One in the face for Metcalf of his own doing. We've all done that.
Yeah, we have. We have indeed.
Max Power, Toure. Bradford City, who have stabilised quite well since going behind and then seemingly being under siege a little.
Yeah, you felt the momentum was with Bolton and they hadn't taken a backward step, but Bradford have been able to settle down slightly and trying to impose themselves a self on this game.
Sissoko for Burstow, who returns the favour. To show the ball to Baldwin and then whip it away again.
Tell you what, that was a wonderful little flip-flap. Gorgeous piece of skill from Sissoko there. Here's that chance. Kozia-Dubry just whips into such a dangerous area. He just can't get that slump shot away.
Corner ball for Bolton Wanderers here. Over 15 minutes to play. They hold the cards at the moment because of the lovely effort from Kozia-Dubry. Rodriguez on corner duty. Into a packed penalty area. Lively challenge from Sheehan, not once but twice. The second tackle was fine in the eyes of the referee, but the first one he'd played advantage for, so had to therefore bring it back.
Yeah. It was the right decision. Just missed time, to be fair. It looks like he actually gets the ball initially. Watching that back, actually, I'm not too sure there's anything wrong with that. Two really good challenges.
Side being serenaded by the locals. They will go home very pleased with their night's work if they can keep or extend this lead. Nerful underneath this one. Not convincing in his touch. Johnston now. He settles for the throw off Baldwin.
He felt for Neufeld there. As the ball came up, it was just whipping in the wind and he couldn't really get control of it.
Rossi 2-2. Back to Toll. Sheehan darting through the middle here, trying to cushion it. Rodriguez, down he goes, and the ball flies wide. The point from referee David Rock is merely for a goal kick.
Tonight's golden goal winning time is 59 minutes.
Again, it's really good play from Bolton. Lovely little ball in from Costa Dewberry. And as this comes to Rodriguez, it's a good challenge. I really do. Just gets a little toe onto that ball. Neufeld and denying Rodriguez a chance.
Interestingly as well, Bradford City were the only team in the EFL this season not to concede a penalty in league action. They faced one in the trophy against Grimsby. The only other team in all 4 divisions not to concede a penalty in the league, Arsenal.
Wow, it's a pretty impressive stat. That definitely wasn't one either.
Nicely done by a player on a yellow card from relatively early on. Forward by Toll. Burstow's after it, so is Walker. Well, interestingly here, Stephen, of the outfield starters, the fewest touches in the game is Anthony Sarcevic, only 18 touches in the game.
Yeah, it's funny because he's had 2 pretty poignant moments and you think of those chances he's had, but he's not really affected the game, and now the other way.
Sheehan back to Toll. This is Farino. Nick Powell is ready for action for Bradford City here. Tyreek Wright. Oh, Jackson on the charge here, and he's in behind Farino, and down he goes. He tries to keep it moving, so does Sarcevic, but the decision is hands against the Bradford City striker.
It's good defending from Farino, I really think it is. He does well just to lean across Jackson. Bonding him though on the other side. You see as the ball is coming in, the defender wants him to come out and he starts backpedaling, which means Farino has to then engage Jackson, who has him slightly for pace. And it's his determination and strength. It's just enough to be able to push him off that. You feel Bolton, the goalkeeper, should really be coming and getting that early on.
Change for Bradford City, and it's the last action for Caden Jackson, who will be replaced by Nick Powell. Powell, a man who knows the power of the playoffs, of course. His goal in Crewe's League 2 playoff final win against Cheltenham all the way back in 2012 really launched him into the stratosphere in the footballing world. "32 years of age now, Nick Powell. His appearance number 13 for Bradford City, just one of those from the start. That game was actually against Newcastle in the EFL Cup.
It's interesting though, Jackson gone off because they lose that kind of ability to go behind, just like they did with that pace he has. So it's harder to stretch this Bolton side. And with the few touches you spoke about with Sarcevic.
Changes for Bolton as well. John McAtee for Ruben Rodriguez is the first alteration. And Mason Burstow will also make way with Sam Dolby. Getting the final moments up top. He's been missing since mid-April with a calf injury. They're delighted to have him back as an option as their season is extended in these playoffs.
Yeah, it's a very good substitute to have to come on at this stage in the game. Still posing a threat going forward, Bolton, which is really important.
Player of the year, no less, for Bolton Wanderers. 13 goals and 8 assists. And a double promotion winner with Wrexham. Here's McAtee, trying to juggle it in the direction of Sheehan or Osei-Tutu. Nine minutes left, and the feeling around the stadium here seems to be joyous, but with nerves.
Yeah, a little bit of trepidation, I think.
Offside against Sam Dolby.
Tonight's attendance is 22,789.
Well, so far in this game, a fair bit coming from Bolton Wanderers in some ways, but just the one shot on target in the whole game, and it has so far proved decisive.
We spoke about so often how many times they get into good areas with good creative chances, but they just weren't putting that trigger or weren't finding that cross. And what a wonderful way to take the lead. And if it's to win this game, it's a great way to win a game, because it was a sensational finish.
Dolby trying to provide a platform from which Bolton can build. This is McAtee. Osei-Tutu tried to whiz it in towards McAtee once again. Wright can't find Powell. So this is Johnston. And now Sissoko. Up in the air off Metcalf, and Walker was met by Dolby fairly, says David Rock. It's a corner.
That's good play. Dolby does just enough not to give the free kick away. Again, you can really feel the wind picking up and swirling around. Just puts enough pressure on them. They've got to take their time with this.
I think David Rock of the opinion there that, well, you've got the advantage as a goalkeeper with the ability to use the hands and get the ball higher up than an outfield player can. Nothing seemed to be wrong from Sam Dolby, so on we go. Simon's corner is overcooked. And even Osei-Tutu can't keep that in.
Could we ask all supporters to remain in the stand and do not enter the pitch? Also a reminder not to use pyrotechnics inside or outside the stadium. These actions can have serious consequences and can
5 or so minutes to play.
And football club, thank you so much for your support.
This tie, even though it currently has a leader, it's very much in the balance. It's worth noting we'll have a fair wedge of added time at the end of all of this, because we're waiting a fair while for an official change, with the injury, of course, to Martin Coy, the initial referee tonight. A fair bit going on off the ball, involving Anthony Sarcevic and Chris Farino, as the ball is deflected behind for a corner.
Important area here for Bradford to be getting into. Tariq Wright just finding a bit of space, and they have to try and make one of these corners count, get into it. You know, first contact has to be vital for Bradford now.
Swirling into the box towards Tilt, well met by Toll. Nicely dug out by Metcalf. This is Nerfer. Trying to drift it in towards Sasovic. More nonsense off the ball going on here. Referee trying to play advantage here. It was Powell and Ossie 2-2. In towards Sasovic. Where's it going to land? Scooped away by Simons. Bradford reload with Toure. Powell into the mix. And into the body of Jack Bonham.
Just made a bit of a nuisance of himself, hasn't he, in that phase? A couple of occasions, that cross that came in just beforehand as well. You felt he was just going to get a touch on it.
The darting run from Sissoko. Dolby Wakes in the middle. And he'll stay there for a corner off Power. Is there a little bit more here for Bolton Wanderers, or is there something in the tank for Bradford City in the moments that remain?
Neither side has really been able to create anything from corners or set plays.
It'll be a Josh Sheehan corner. Towards Farino. Simons maybe. Trying to help it back into Johnston. Who just couldn't quite stretch to find the touch.
Decent ball back in. At least for this time, they're able to ring the box well, and Johnston just cannot react quickly enough to get something on this.
Right on the charge here, but he's offside. Well, how are the nerves of those two? Watching on, trying to stay calm. With so much at stake, and so much that could still change. There's Simons, swiftly in. Sheehan there as well. This is McAtee. Sissoko screaming for it as Simons sends it his way. Johnston on the run as well. Sissoko taken out by Baldwin. Or was he? The booking will go to the Bolton man for simulation.
It's not often you see that. Mission is brilliant. Extremely theatrical from Sissoko. I think he's been excellent throughout the game, but he's trying to buy that foul there, and the ref isn't having any of it.
It was an agile spin, but maybe no more than that.
The fullback in me is quite quite happy that the referee is willing to book wingers for diving.
Here's Sasovic. Powell and Tyreek Wright up with him. A foul.
It's slightly harsh. Cozy Dewberry and Bradford now have a really good opportunity to put a ball into a decent area and test this Bolton defence.
Strap yourselves in, we have at least 9 more minutes. And then a fair few more in a few days' time. Into the box it goes, Bonham's after it! And he needed Simons to bail him out. And now the flag is raised for offside.
Really important, Simons to get, he just reads it extremely well. Bonham comes out and he didn't feel the ref was going to give that on basis of what he'd done earlier in the game.
Well, he'll have been relieved to see the flag being raised. It's a very tight call. And ultimately, the danger was cleared in any case. Joe Wright's header. Down goes Simons. Nick Powell, the aggressor. Here's Toll. A front tilt. Forward from Bonham. Dolby just a little too physical.
Just a little, you can see, just steps across there.
He will believe in his side if it stays this way on their own patch, but he knows there's a job to do. Still could be something for Bradford City to take from tonight.
Yeah, you know, they've stayed in the game. I think the game plan was to try and get back to their home patch, but you feel Bolton have been the better side from start to finish in this game, and still time to go and anything can happen, but they have to make something count.
Here's Sarcevic, and that will keep on going. Right, and somehow emerges with the ball towards Joe Wright, and Kozia Dubry giving McAtee something to chase, and he can chase, by the way. And Curtis Tilt was cool and calm under pressure, using all of his experience.
He did really well. Initially I thought he made a mistake here. I felt like he hadn't read it too well and McAtee was going to pounce.
Super ball, lovely touch as well, and the ball into the mix towards Powell, and that would have been offside, but it was off target in any case.
You did call that exactly right. Super ball, wonderful first touch, really was, and he's whipped it into a dangerous area.
On with substitution because it was 20. Ibrahim Sissoko. It's number 25, sponsored by Action, with Max Conway.
Max Conway for Ibrahim Sissoko. Fresh legs for the final moments. Joe Wright forward to Max Power. Bradford City will still fancy their chances in a few days' time if it ends this way. And so will Bolton Wanderers. And here's McAtee. trying to make a difference. Was he pulled down? Referee waving away any protests. Here's Powell. Intelligent pass for Tyreek Wright. They're flooding forward now in Bradford City colours. Is there room for the cross? There might be from Toure. Here he goes again against Kozia Dubry, who sees it behind.
It's brilliant from Kozia Dubry. He's been such an attacking outlet all game, and to still be at this stage of the game, driving back, willing to put that in, and there's a replay of this option. It feels like he's gone down. I don't think either of these are a penalty. Not enough in it for me to award that. The ref was right on the spot as well, and I think he makes the right decision. Bradford have one last chance here to try and make this count.
In comes the corner, Bonham with a decent punch on it. Metcalf towards Nerfville, and that will be a Bradford ball. Final moments, final adjustments. Baldwin searches for tilt. Metcalf reloads. This is Tyreek Wright. Watched very closely by Ossie Tutu. Power again. Flinging it forward towards Nerfville. Johnston made sure he couldn't get anything on it.
Good play from Johnson, really getting up early, and then that last second duck just to get out, and you've got to take your time now.
Your player of the match, Stephen, is this man.
Yeah, Kozia Dubry. You're looking for someone to be the difference, for someone to show that piece of quality, and I feel every time he's gotten the ball, he's looked dangerous. He's been excellent going forward, and he scored what could turn out to be the match winner, and what was an absolutely wonderful goal.
Conway's header. Baldwin keeps it moving. Bolton Wanderers feel they should have had a free kick there on Sam Dolby, but on go Bradford City. That's going to bounce all the way away.
Well, it's that man again. Listen, he's been the thorn in the Bradford side all night, and even now, like you said, 97 minutes gone, and he's sprinting back to cover that space for his team. And here's his goal. Just shifts it out of his body, an absolutely emphatic finish in that far corner. Really is wonderful, and he's been the best player on the pitch tonight, really has.
What a feeling that must be for a young man. On a night like this, in a game like this. Here's Metcalf, hustled and harried by Dolby. Powell trying to find Nerfville. Farino away. Pressure on Walker from McAtee. Tyreek Wright giving chase, but he can't keep it the right side of the line.
Tell you what, as a manager, if you make a substitute, you go on, just give me everything for the last 20 minutes. John McAtee has just run his socks off to give that little bit of fresh legs and show what it means to be in a pitch and really want to see a game out.
And that's it. It's Bolton Wanderers tie at the halfway point. The lead, though, is a slender one. And Mario Kozia Dubry with the standout moment on a night of industry rather than inspiration, in truth. Bolton, the more threatening. Bradford, diligent defensively. It's all set up beautifully for the second leg. in a few days' time. No surprise that Bolton's main attacking threat stepped up to the party. But what on earth will happen when they reconvene? We shall find out on a fascinating night at Valley Parade, no doubt. But it ends here in Bolton. Bolton Wanderers 1, Bradford City 0.
David, Stephen, thanks very much indeed. It looked like it might be heading for another stalemate between these two teams, didn't it? Until that man lit up the first leg with the only goal of the game. So it is Bolton who will take that narrow lead to Bradford for the second leg. But all results still possible on Thursday night. Stephen Schumacher's side, they have the advantage. Luke Chambers and Billy Sharp with me in the studio. And Billy, if this second leg is as tight as that first one was at times, it could turn out to be a crucial goal, that.
Yeah, he showed his quality in the final third there. That's his position that he'd want to be in, you know, just inside the box, cutting in on his left foot. But I think Chamber will have something to say about the defending with that one.
We highlighted it before the game, didn't we? The amount of quality, amount of influence he has on this team, and since he's come back from injury, all he would have wanted was that moment to be in that position with the space and time that Bradford allowed him, mind you. But he's executed what he's been doing all season long, and he's been the difference tonight.
Both teams have significantly better home records than away, Billy. So where do you think this leaves the tie?
It's still finely balanced because, you know, I think that's Bolton's first clean sheet for a while, so they'll be happy with that. But they know that they're going to be in for a game when they go to Bradford, because Bradford will definitely put more balls in the box, and I think it'll be another tough night for them.
They'll still believe they can turn this round, won't they, Luke?
Oh, definitely so, yeah. I think that we just saw Sarcevic there. Didn't see him enough tonight, although he had a couple of decent chances which you would expect him to really test Sam Walker in Bolton's goal, but he wasn't able to. But they'll go there with belief. They know they have to win the game now, and that will set them up to potentially a draw, but they'll be backing themselves at Valley Parade.
So the players head off then. Let's head pitch side and get you some reaction from the Bolton goal scorer and player of the match, Cozy Dewberry, alongside his captain Owen Toll. They're both with Lindsay Hooper.
Thank you, Jules, Owen and Mario. I mean, that is the job that you wanted to get done in this first leg. How are you feeling about the overall performance and that contest?
Yeah, I thought we played really well, real positive. We probably could have taken a few more chances, but I thought we defended well, and the wee man came up and scored a great goal.
Yeah, and Mario, I was listening in commentary and they were saying it's probably going to take a moment of magic, and you produced that. Just talk me through it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought we had to stay patient because it was quite like a tough game, and I was told to stay out wide in the second half. So when the ball just came to me, I just thought I'd done best.
You're looking forward to watching that one back?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Can you just talk me through as well the 3 minutes afterwards, just under 3 minutes, you hit the post. Did you think you'd scored again?
Yeah, no, quite disappointed that they didn't go in to give us a 2-0 up lead, but just had to refocus and go again. But yeah, I thought it was in, to be fair.
And you were having so much joy down that flank all night.
Yeah, of course. Mario's been a standout for us all season. But as you said, it's only half time, so we know it's going to be a tough game at Bradford. They have really good support there as well, so we're looking forward to it.
You've come so close so many times. Is that really firing up this dressing room?
Yeah, of course. I think this will be, hopefully we can get over the line this year. We've had some bad beats over the years, but I'm feeling good this year, and the change room's really looking forward to it.
And if it's about important goals, would you like to score another important one?
Nah, 100%. Yeah.
So just tell me about the finishing side of things, because I know that's been an area that you guys have wanted to work on. How's that gone all week, and is that something that you saw tonight with your finish?
Yeah, no, 100%. We've been working on it during the weekend training and stuff, and yeah, it's just the importance of being clinical in front of goal, which is very important, so glad to get that goal.
We know it's going to be a tough place to go, Valley Parade, but feeling really positive after this one.
Yeah, real positive result. The fans helped us a lot there today, and we're going to the second game with a lot of confidence.
Owen, you have got the Sky Bet Player of the Trophy to hand over. Would you do the honours?
Yeah, Mario, well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Congratulations.
And his goal is the reason why Bolton will head to Bradford City on Thursday with the advantage, a step closer to Wembley. But we know Bradford's home record is seriously impressive. 50 points there this season. So the tie very much still alive. Guys, we talked before the game about Cozy Dewberry, you know, in the absence of Kenny this evening, who would step forward as the attacking threat. He's maybe not been quite at the same heights he was after the injury halfway through the season, Luke, but what made him the standout player tonight?
Well, I think the messaging in the dressing room at half-time from Stephen Schumacher was, we'd been a little bit too safe, and I think especially second half things opened up for him. But what you get from him is a willingness to work, a willingness to run. He gets himself in positions and he's not scared. Look, he's 2v1 outnumbered here, and he doesn't mind keeping hold of the ball, taking people on to draw others out, to create space for his teammates. But if you get in positions like this, we've seen it all season long with him. We highlighted before the game, like you say, and he's just so ruthless. And this one, Sharpie was saying, he did the right thing, took it off his right-hand side, gets the shot off. But even those moments there, he's delivering quality in the box, and he's the player that gets Bolton fans off their feet.
Impressed you, Billy? Yeah,
he was the one who had the quality to get the breakthrough. He did do the right thing with the right footer, and he was inches away from, giving him a 2-0 lead, which, if he can play like that in the second leg, I think they'll be hard to stop.
It is his goal, though, that gives Bolton that advantage to take to Bradford on Thursday night. So 2 semi-finals, first legs are done, 1 goal in each. Stockport with that 94th minute winner at Stevenage earlier, and Bolton with the 1-0 advantage going into that second leg. So Wednesday night, Stockport Stevenage Part 2 on Sky Sports Plus at Edgeley Park, and then the following night we see Bradford and Bolton go at it again on Sky Sports Football, same time, and then all eyes will be on Wembley Stadium for the final, May the 24th. Who will make it to the Championship? We'll find out. 1 p.m. that day, Sky Sports Football. So we've reached the climax of the EFL season, and the finishing line is in sight in the Premier League as well. Every single game between now and the end of the season is live on Sky Sports, starting with 4 tomorrow on Super Sunday. Nottingham Forest against Newcastle on Sky Sports Premier League from 1 p.m. Same time for Burnley against Europa League finalists Aston Villa on Sky Sports Plus. You'll find Palace Everton same time on Sky Sports F1, and then a massive game impacting both ends of the table. West Ham against Arsenal, with Manchester City breathing down their necks again. Coverage from 4 on Sky Sports Premier League, and then the Monday night football to wrap it all up sees Leeds who are all but safe, going to Spurs, who certainly are not yet, from 6:30. So, 1 leg done, 1 to come in the semi-final, and it's advantage Bolton. They are celebrating a narrow victory and first blood against Bradford City. Lots more reaction to come next.